Hey guys, this week we're going to talk all about how to draw people. I'm going to start by breaking down in the first video where everything goes, where your eyes, nose, and mouth go. Then we're going to talk about how to draw eyes step by step. The next video will be about noses step by step, mouths, and then we'll talk about chin, ears, and hair. So we're going to go through all the different steps throughout this next week. You can follow along, pause the videos as you need to, work on each step, rewind if you need to look at it again, and then keep moving forward with me. Alright, so today we're going to start with our faces. If you're going to draw a face, I want you to start with an oval. Notice I'm just sketching it out in short little lines. Does not need to be ginormous. Your face is not a circle. I've yet to meet anyone whose face is a circle. It is an oval. So get you some kind of an oval going. Doesn't have to be perfect. We're going to erase and move some lines in a little out anyways. I want you to go ahead and divide that oval in half, going straight down, and divide it in half going across. If you need to, use your fingers as a guide. Make sure that it's actually half. Then we're going to look at where on this do our eyes actually go, and the answer is on that line. So halfway is where your eyes go. Let me prove it to you. I'm going to take my ruler, set the bottom right between my eyes, put my hand right on top of my head. Then I'm going to come down, put my hand even with the center of my eyes, and my ruler should be even with the bottom of my chin. So your eyes are halfway between the top of your head and the bottom of your chin. So if that's on that line, I want you to think about how many eyes fit across my face. I only have 2 eyes across my face, but how many widths of eyes would fit across my face? The answer is 5. Okay, so let's look at what that actually looks like. I'm gonna use my pencil and kind of mark out the width of my eye. I can fit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 eyes, or widths of my eyes across my face. So I'm going to divide this into 5 equal spaces. 1, 2, 3. Make sure that you're equal distance from that center line. People's faces are, their eyes are centered. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I'm thinking these look a little short. No, that's okay to me. Okay, so now I know that my eyes are going to be equally distanced across. I'm going to go ahead and start on the center line with a circle. I'm going to zoom into these eyes so that you can see a little bit better about what I'm doing. I'm going to start with a circle. It's not exactly in the middle of that line, it's a little bit above it. You want to make sure that your circles are the same size. How many people have drawn eyes and they drew their whole right eye and their whole left eye and they looked at it and they got really frustrated because the eyes never look the same? I definitely have. The reason is because you draw one eye, then you draw the other eye, and you expect them to look identical. You need to draw them at the same time if you want them to actually match. I can already tell that this right eye is smaller than the left eye as far as the pupil is. I'm just going to erase it and go. It's easier for me to fix it now than at the very end after I've done all this work. Okay, this looks a lot closer to me. Now I'm going to start on the outside dot, and I'm going to stretch over, touch the top of the eye, top of the circle, and stretch back down on both sides. And you should already be able to see if your eyes look super wide, like you're shocked. This might not be accurate. Or if you have a teeny turn in a circle and so your eyes look really squinted, like you can't keep them open because you're looking into the bright sun. Then you might need to make your circles bigger. You really want to have a nice, good arch. Then from the bottom, we're going to touch and not quite connect. And again, look at them, see if they look the same. If they don't, go back and fix them now, not at the very end when you're frustrated. Then my right eye. So go ahead and start working on fixing those. Okay. Then we go ahead and curl around in 3. That is leaving space for my tear duct. Your tear duct is exactly what it sounds like. It is where your eye creates tears, or where your eye waters to keep your eyes lubricated and wet so that they do not get dried out and start to hurt you. Okay, now on the inside of this tear duct, it's kind of the inside of our eyeballs. So let's go ahead and round off that eyeball. And round it off on the fold too, the edges. So we're starting to make it look more like an eyeball. Let's go ahead and give it a pupil. People leave these white eyes looking at me all the time, and I tell people that white eyes freaks me out. Everybody I know has a pupil, so give whoever it is you're drawing a pupil. And then you can shade the iris. If they have dark brown eyes, you might want to shade it real dark. If they've got light blue eyes, you can shade it real light. Any shade in between. I'm going to go ahead and take a blending stump. I hope you have one. If not, get a Q-tip and blend it out just a little bit. Okay. Now above every eye is a crease. For my girls, that's where we usually put our makeup. Boys, you still have one. You just probably don't put makeup there. Maybe you do. Okay. Above that, we need eyelashes. Now, one of my big mistakes is that everybody wants to draw straight eyelashes. Last I checked, my eyelashes are not straight, and I doubt yours are either. They're actually going to be curled, so I want you to curl them up and in on both sides. And up and or down and out on the bottoms. No little baby eyelashes on the bottom. Not going to be nearly as big. Now, everybody laughs at me when I say this, but it is so, so true. People look like aliens if you do not put eyebrows. So, from the corner, we're going to go up and make a little mark on both sides. This is usually where your eyebrows start. Everybody has different eyebrows, so you'll have to decide for whoever you're drawing personally. Then from the outside of the eyeball, up to the iris, it's really not the eyeball. And from the corner of your eye, it's going to come a little bit lower, so it's usually where everybody starts to dip. So draw yourself those little guiding lines. And do not draw a block and shade it in, because unless you draw on your eyebrows every morning, that is not what your eyebrow looks like. Your eyebrow is made of a whole bunch of really tiny hairs. So you're going to have to take a minute and actually draw a whole bunch of really tiny hairs. Little tiny eyes, little tiny lines. Remember, we're drawing them at the same time, so I'm drawing one side and then the other. And then I'm gonna let it kind of curl down. And you'll have to look at what your eyebrows look like, or the person you're drawing's eyebrows look like, to figure out exactly where that arch is. I'm thinking this doesn't look quite accurate, so I can go back and keep kind of working on it. Everybody needs eyebrows. Okay, and then you've got a basic set of eyes. Obviously, everybody's looks a little different. What they have makeup on is going to make some differences. So you're going to have to make them look like the person you're drawing. I'm going to go ahead with the side of my pencil and just real lightly shade around the eyes to give them some skin. Take my finger and just kind of blend it in, or if you have that wonderful blending stump, go ahead and blend it in. Try not to blend out your eyebrows though. Be real careful when you get around your eyebrows. You do want them to stand apart, so you may have to darken them up. I think I need to go back in and fix mine a little bit. Of course, it depends. If the person you're drawing has blonde eyebrows, then don't make them too dark. If they have black eyebrows or real dark brown eyebrows, you're going to want them a little bit darker. So again, you've got to pay attention to who you're drawing, but these are just our basics. Okay, so here's what I want you to do. I want you to use your device and look up 3 different pictures of 3 different people, and you're going to practice drawing their eyes, following the same steps we just followed. So you're going to start with your oval, divide in half down, divide in half across, and then you're going to draw that person's eyes. So 3 times plus the one that you just did with me will give you 4 different drawings of eyes. And then we're going to use those 4 drawings with the next few videos to add noses, to add mouths to them, and to complete those pictures. So you're going on 4 different sheets of paper. You can always do front and back. If you want to practice more, please feel free, but at a minimum, I want 4 drawings when you're finished with this exercise. 4 practices of eyes. Have fun and keep creating.